Knowify's contract management features can make it easier for you to create and send detailed professional proposals to your customers. To start, in your contract job screen, click Add a new contract job, give the job a name, and select the client. We're going to go through fixed price contracts in this example. This will also be a very similar flow if we do fixed price with AIA invoicing. The only difference there will be how we create the invoices. Next, it's going to ask about job costing style, and we're going to choose simple. The flow will be exactly the same if we had chosen advanced. It only makes a difference once the contract is live. Once we click Save Job, we'll start creating the proposal. Most of the fields at the top of the screen are just for output on the proposal document. That would be information like who you're sending the proposal to, if the customer sends a PO number. You can also have your own contract number, auto number here. We also can include an estimated start and end date to give that information to the customer. And this will all fill out on the actual document that's created through Knowify. The same goes for the project description. You can include a scope of work about what this contract entails before creating the line items. Then, we'll click Add New Line Item to start actually creating the pricing of the contract. Each line will prompt you for a description, and then a price that you're going to be charging for this line of work. You can also mark off which items are taxable, and we'll choose our tax rate later on. If you need to give more information to the client than just the line item name, it can be included in the description box that you can enable below each line item. Then, when we need to add another line item, we can click where it says Add New Line Item below. For this line item, we do have the ability again to enter in a price here, but we also can do is use the Enter Breakdown or Bill of Materials feature. This will let you enter a list of materials and labor that go into this line item to give a little bit more information to the client. Very similar to our material and labor budgeting features, you can include a list of different items from your catalog and different types of workers, and then put in quantities of each of these. And then once you have all this information here, you can click the orange button on the right to automatically update the pricing of this line item. We'll go ahead and mark this item as taxable as well. And we actually have the ability to choose whether or not we want to show the customer the breakdown or bill of materials. So if you want to use this just to calculate how much you should charge for the item, that's an option as well, without the customer knowing what goes into it. Once I have all of my pricing in, I have the ability to choose my tax rate from my list of different tax rates in the account. And then there will also be additional options to control the output of your contracts and invoices. Choosing to display line item totals will show the amount you're charging on each line as opposed to just the total of the contract, which can be done by hiding line item totals. In your terms and conditions box, you can write in any additional terms that you'd like, or they can be imported from either a previous contract or from your admin section. Once all this information is in the system, clicking Preview will show you the document that was created by Knowify. We do offer the ability to customize these documents, so if you'd like any changes made to the layout, you can email us at support@knowify.com. And so you can see what the other output style looks like. We'll switch this up and preview again. And you'll see that even though we have a total for the contract, each line doesn't have any pricing associated with it. This way, if you invoice the entire contract in percentages as opposed to each line, you can give the customer a little bit more understandable of an invoice. Then we also have the ability to send this out for a digital e-signature so the client can sign off through Knowify instead of us having to use a separate software. Once this is sent, it'll mark the job as out for signature in my contract job screen. Next, we'll briefly cover using a professional style for job costing. This is when we set up a budget first, so we don't just quote prices in the contract, but we can use our budget. This is my plan and track budget, and when I click Create Proposal, I also have the option to just completely disregard it and start from scratch as we did earlier. But when I choose to use my project plan phases, you'll see it automatically creates a line item to represent each line of that budget that we set up earlier. So all I need to do is write in a markup percentage. This will mark up the budget that we set up earlier, and I can choose if I want the same markup on specifically materials, specifically labor, or on just everything that was set up in the budget. And just like before, it'll create a proposal for me which can be sent to the customer. If you have any other questions on this, please reach out to us at support@knowify.com.